what was the process? The name of your book is President John F. Kennedy and Marilyn Monroe's Son, in his own words. So you can see I have a lot of stamina. I was able to get all that out without gasping for breath. What was the process of writing this book? Are you a writer? Did you have help?
I had no. I did it all by myself. It was and it was only 90 days, and so.
You mean you wrote the whole book in 90 days? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
But you, what made you think you could do it? As far as I know, you're not a published writer. How did you know you had the ability to do it?
Oh, when I was with my parents going to school, and even when I was, also going to high school, junior high school, every teacher, every English teacher I had always said, when you sit down to write, you can write.
Let me ask you about one of the stories in your book that I thought needed an explanation, and I didn't see it, but maybe it's just something that I have never heard of. You said, you were telling a story about how when you were a child and you came out to California and your parents brought you out to Howard Hughes' house. I think it was in Malibu.
Right.
And you mentioned in a very matter-of-fact way that Howard Hughes was Marilyn Monroe's father. I'd never heard that before. Can you explain what that's all about?
Well, for me, it's commonplace. Okay, I was there. I saw it. That's what they said. That's what Marilyn, my mother, talked about.
Yeah.
That's what Howard Hughes talked about. I can't. There was rumors at one time going around Hollywood that her father, Howard Hughes, my grandfather, actually helped her to become what she was.
Right.
Become Marilyn Monroe. Okay, that character. I don't know if you hear that anymore, but it was...
No, I did, because of you mentioning it in your book, I did a Google search and I couldn't find anything, because it made me think, what? I've never heard that. Well,
Yes.
So didn't it occur to you that the public might be a bit bewildered by that, and it might have required some sort of an explanation instead of just mentioning it as though it's common knowledge?
But for me, it was.
Yeah, but the book is for the public, not for you.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But for me, it is. For me, it was. It's just what these adults did. It's the child telling you what he remembers about the adults.
Right.
So, as I had just mentioned, it was common knowledge that he did this for her. He did this for my mother. Okay. So.
He did what? He did what for you?
He helped her to become Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, okay.
All right. So.
And why? So why was it? Why? Do you know why it was a secret that he was her father?
I don't have a clue. I wasn't old enough to start asking those kinds of questions.
Right. Interesting. Another thing that's a little hard to believe is how you put quotation marks around very, very long conversations that happened many, many years ago. Now, I know to some degree this is common in the world of publishing, where, any author who's telling a story about things that happened a long time ago claim they remember this and that, but you did it to a greater extent than I think I've ever seen. Is that all real? I mean, and do you have some kind of photographic memory that has that you've applied to life before in any other way?
What it is I just have a knack for remembering. It's not good at names now. And
Yeah.
somebody called me out on that and told me you don't remember names because you don't find the person interesting.
Yeah.
That's what. So I now try to learn to do it to remember the name. But no, but it's just something I do.
This was like 50, 60 years ago, we're talking, right?
Right, yes.
And you remember every conversation.
Yes.
That's valuable. Have you in life applied that? Has it been an asset in your life in general? I mean, the average person doesn't have that sort of a memory.
Um, the reason I laugh is because when my son William was a kid, he said, "You know, Dad, you got a lot of useless information in your head." So, you know, it's just it's just what I do, you know, and 99% of the time I'm accurate, and people don't like it.
Okay. Well, I'll have to take your word for that because I have no way of verifying all these conversations that happened a long time ago. And you were quite quick-witted too. I mean, you know, the way you had comebacks for a lot of people. You were a saucy, sassy young lad.
I believe that.
You seem a lot more, you know, reserved now.
Yeah, I had to tone it down a bit.
Of course, I don't deserve your hostility, so maybe that's why I'm not getting that sort of a treatment. But the way you talk back to the principal and the teachers and so forth, I was kind of cheering you on, remembering my days. You know, because when you're a kid, usually most kids aren't able to think on their feet like that.